As the largest city in Europe by both area and population, Moscow is not only the political core of Tsarist Russia, the former Soviet Union, and the current Russian Federation, but also carries a profound history of 870 years. The world-famous Red Square and the Kremlin have witnessed Russia's ups and downs. The Ballet Swan Lake was born here, the world's first artificial satellite was launched from this city, and the artistic buildings everywhere seem to transport people into a fairy tale world. Spanning both banks of the Moskva River, this city is not only Russia's political hub and cultural route, but also its economic engine and a hub of daily life. Like a beating heart, it pumps endless vitality into the entire country. What charm does Moscow hold? And what scenic spots should not be missed? In this video, let's join Wander World and step into Russia's capital, Moscow. Moscow is located in Eastern Europe, on the western side of Russia. It is the capital and largest city of the Russian Federation, as well as the largest city in all of Europe. Moscow has a mild humid continental climate. Although its winters are cold and long, and it is an inland city far from the sea, the Atlantic Ocean, warmer than the Pacific, still sends warm currents here. This gives Moscow more favorable climatic conditions than other cities at the same latitude. A city with a population exceeding 10 million is called a megacity, and Moscow is the megacity on Earth closest to the North Pole. Moscow gets its name from the Moskva River, its mother river. The Moskva River is a tributary of the Volga River, with a total length of 502 kilometers. Of this, 80 kilometers flow through downtown Moscow. Like a blue artery, it nourishes the city, dividing it into the left bank and the right bank. The left bank is home to historical landmarks such as the Kremlin and Red Square, while the right bank features modern attractions like Lomonosov Moscow State University. The name, Kremlin, meaning inner city. Perched on a hill on the left bank of the Moskva River, it was first built as a wooden fortress in 1156 by Yuri Dolgoruki, Grand Prince of Moscow. From the 14th century onward, it was rebuilt with red bricks. The current complex is the result of gradual expansion from the 15th to the 20th century, covering an area of 275,000 square meters, equivalent to 38 football fields. It is not only the official residence of the President of Russia but also a UNESCO World Cultural Heritage Site. The Kremlin is not a single palace, but a fortress-like complex consisting of solid palace walls, towers, ancient churches, and palaces. A red wall surrounds the complex, forming a triangular shape with a total length of over 2,000 meters. 20 towers are scattered along the wall, and 5 of the larger ones are inlaid with 5-pointed stars made of rubies. The red star on the Spasskaya Tower is the largest and brightest of these, the well-known Kremlin Star. The main buildings of the Kremlin were completed in 1849. Today, the palace serves as the official office and residence of the Russian president. The inauguration ceremony of the Russian president is held in the Hall of the Order of St. Andrew within the complex. On Cathedral Square, just outside the gates of the Grand Kremlin Palace, stand 7 churches, each with a glittering golden dome. The most magnificent among them is the Assumption Cathedral, built for the Feast of the Assumption. As the main cathedral of the Russian Orthodox Church, it was where successive Moscow metropolitans and all Russian patriarchs were crowned. The Archangel Cathedral is the mausoleum of Moscow Grand Princes and Tsars, 26 rulers, from Ivan the Terrible to Alexei Mikhailovich, father of Peter the Great, are buried here. Bronze statues on the sarcophagi depict the appearance of the deceased during their lifetime. To the east of the Kremlin lies Red Square, Russia's largest and oldest square. Since the 15th century, it has been called the Beautiful Square, and the name gradually evolved into its current form. It is 695 meters long and 130 meters wide, covering a total area of approximately 91,000 square meters. The most iconic building on Red Square is St. Basil's Cathedral on the southern side. Built between 1555 and 1561 to commemorate Ivan the Terrible's conquest of the Kazan Khanate, it was originally a complex of 9 independent churches, later connected into one. Its 9 colorful onion-shaped domes resemble blooming flowers, with bold and vibrant color combinations. No 2 domes have the same pattern, some look like spirals, some like flames, and others like pineapples. Legend has it that after the cathedral's completion, Ivan the Terrible ordered the architect's eyes to be gouged out to prevent him from designing a more beautiful building. While there is no evidence to support this legend, it adds an air of mystery to the cathedral. Today, St. Basil's Cathedral no longer hosts religious ceremonies but operates as a museum. Its internal murals and icon paintings are well preserved, and climbing to the top of its towers offers a panoramic view of Red Square. If one were to find a building that best represents Russia, this would undoubtedly be it. On the northern side of Red Square stands the State Historical Museum, completed in 1875. This Russian-style building features red bricks and white roofs and houses over 4.5 million cultural relics. The western side is bordered by the red wall of the Kremlin. At the foot of the wall lies the tomb of the unknown soldier, the most solemn spot on Red Square. Built in 1967 to commemorate the martyrs of World War II, the black marble tombstone is inscribed with the words, "Your name is unknown, your feat is immortal." The eternal flame in front of the tomb has never been extinguished since it was lit, and soldiers in formal attire stand guard here every day. The Victory Day Parade, on May 9th each year, is the grandest moment on Red Square. On this day, Red Square is no longer just a tourist check-in spot, but the spiritual focal point of the entire nation, embodying the cherished value of peace and respect for history. The Stalin era was a period of prosperity for the Soviet Union. To showcase national prestige, the Soviet Union combined Baroque, Gothic styles with 1930s American skyscraper technology to create Stalinist architecture, grand, towering, symmetrically laid out, and richly decorated, designed to highlight the revolutionary passion of communism. The famous Seven Sisters of Moscow are representative of this architectural style. The most prominent among the Seven Sisters is Lomonosov Moscow State University. Its main academic building was completed in 1953, with 36 floors and a height of 240 meters. It held the record for Europe's tallest building until 1990. The main building adopts a symmetrical layout, with reliefs decorating its outer walls and a spire at the top pointing toward the sky. It not only demonstrates the architectural ambition of the Soviet era but also serves as a modern historical symbol of Moscow. Moscow's heart does not only beat with power and history but also flows with the blood of art and culture. The Bolshoi Theatre is a palace of art. First built in 1776 and rebuilt in 1853, the theater features a neoclassical exterior with a grand colonnade and vivid reliefs of ancient Greek mythological figures. Its internal, golden hall, is adorned with crystal chandeliers and can accommodate 1,760 audience members. Every detail exudes solemnity and luxury. As Russia's largest opera and ballet theater, it hosts some of the world's top ballet performances. The famous ballet Swan Lake was born on its stage. Today, the Bolshoi Theatre remains the most important center for ballet culture. Moscow's many metro stations are also rich in artistic atmosphere. The Moscow Metro is known as the most beautiful metro in the world. It is not only a transportation hub but also an underground art museum. Each station was designed by a separate architect and has a unique decorative style, from mosaic murals and marble reliefs to bronze statues and crystal chandeliers. Stepping into a Moscow metro station feels like accidentally entering a palace. The eras of the Tsarist Empire and the Soviet Union have long passed. If the Kremlin represents Moscow's history, then Moscow City represents its present and future. This international business center, located on the right bank of the Moskva River, was first built in 1992 with a planned area of 100 hectares. Today, it has 19 skyscrapers and has become one of Europe's major business centers. 7 of the top 10 tallest skyscrapers in Europe are concentrated here. It is Russia's financial core. The headquarters of local giants such as the Central Bank of the Russian Federation, Sberbank, and Gazprom are based here, and Russian branches of international financial institutions like Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs have also settled here. The daily trading volume of the Moscow International Exchange exceeds 1 trillion rubles, accounting for over 90% of Russia's total securities trading volume. The glass and steel skyscrapers stand in sharp contrast to the red walls of the Kremlin in the distance. This not only symbolizes Moscow's transformation from an industrial city to a global financial hub, but also demonstrates the city's balance between tradition and modernity. The power of Moscow's heart does not lie in its grand scale, but in its cohesion. As a political center, it safeguards national stability. As a cultural center, it preserves the nation's roots. As an economic center, it drives national development. As a living center, it sustains people's daily lives. From a wooden fortress in 1156 to skyscrapers in 2024, from Ivan the Terrible to modern Russia, Moscow's heart has been beating for 870 years, and it will continue to beat in the future.